What if our sense of right and wrong was so strong it became our only law? Imagine for a moment a world without the flashing lights of police cars, a world with no need for officers on the street. This is the world of 2025, a time when humanity has evolved. We have not just advanced in our technology, we have advanced in our own minds. Our society is built on a simple, powerful idea. The idea is that every person is responsible for their own actions. When a wrong is done, the person who did it feels a deep need to make it right. This feeling is not forced upon them by courts or judges. It comes from within, a natural part of being human in this new age. This profound change did not happen overnight. It was a slow, deliberate evolution of human consciousness. Generations ago, our world was filled with conflict and mistrust. We relied on complex legal systems, police forces, and prisons to maintain order. But education shifted. We began to teach empathy and interconnectedness from the earliest age. Children learned that harming another person was like harming a part of themselves. Science also played a role. We developed a deeper understanding of the human brain and what drives our behavior. This knowledge allowed us to create societies that nurtured our best qualities, leaving little room for our worst impulses to grow and fester. The result is a society where the concept of getting away with it has vanished. There is no one to run from. There is no system to outsmart. The only judge you must face is the one living inside your own mind. This internal guide is more watchful than any camera. It is more persuasive than any lawyer. When a person commits a crime, perhaps they take something that is not theirs. The weight of that action settles upon them. It is a heavy, unavoidable feeling. It is the feeling of having broken a sacred trust, not just with one person, but with everyone. This inner voice of conscience is the true police force of our modern world. So what does justice look like here? It is not about retribution or vengeance. It is about healing and understanding. It is about restoring the balance that was upset by a wrongful act. The community does not seek to punish the offender in a cruel way. Instead, society provides a path for that person to punish themselves. It is a journey of self-reflection and atonement. A person who has done wrong understands that they have created a wound in the fabric of society. They know that to heal that wound, they must first confront the reasons for their actions. This understanding is the cornerstone of our justice system, a system powered not by force, but by the human conscience. When a person realizes they have committed a crime, a quiet and personal process begins. Imagine a man named Leo, who in a moment of weakness stole valuable data from his employer. There are no alarms, no investigators knock on his door, but Leo cannot sleep. The knowledge of his betrayal gnaws at him. He feels the disconnection from his friends, his family, and his community. The trust he once shared with everyone now feels like a lie. He knows what he must do. It is not a decision made from fear of being caught. It is a decision born from a deep personal need to restore his own integrity and honor. Leo packs a small bag with simple belongings. He says his goodbyes to his loved ones. They do not plead with him to stay. They understand his journey. They offer support and promise to be there when he returns. Then Leo begins his walk. He walks to one of the city's reflection centers, what we used to call prisons. These are not dark, frightening places. They are quiet sanctuaries designed for thought and rehabilitation. There are no guards at the gate, no locked cells. The doors are open. Leo walks inside on his own, choosing to confine himself, ready to face the man he has become and decide who he wants to be. Inside the reflection center, the focus is on understanding, not suffering. Leo will spend the next few years in quiet contemplation. He will have access to books, counselors, and workshops that help him explore why he made his choice. He might learn a new skill, like gardening or carpentry, to connect his mind with his hands. He will talk with others who are on a similar journey of atonement. They share their stories not to excuse their actions, but to understand the patterns that led them there. The length of stay is not determined by a judge. It is determined by the individual. Leo will leave when he truly feels he has understood his mistake and is ready to rejoin society as a trustworthy member. This system works because the punishment is not about being locked away from the world. It is about being locked in with yourself. In our past, prisons often created more hardened criminals. They stripped people of their dignity and hope. Here the goal is the opposite. The goal is to restore dignity through self-awareness. It is a difficult and painful process. It requires immense courage to look at your own flaws, but it is a process that leads to genuine change. The individual emerges not broken by the system, but rebuilt by their own will and their own commitment to being better. The day a person leaves a reflection center is a quiet yet significant event. Let us return to Leo. After 3 years, he feels a shift within himself. He has confronted his greed and insecurity. He has worked to develop a stronger sense of empathy. He now understands the ripple effect of his actions. One morning, he knows he is ready. He packs his few belongings and walks out the same open door he entered years ago. There is no parole officer to report to. There is no official record that will follow him around and limit his opportunities. His slate has been wiped clean, not by a government pardon, but by his own hard work. When Leo returns to his neighborhood, he is not met with suspicion or fear. He is welcomed. His friends and family embrace him. His former employer might even offer him a new position, knowing he has faced his demons and returned stronger. This is possible because trust is the currency of our society. People believe in the power of redemption because they see it work every day. They know that Leo's time away was not a punishment to be endured, but a transformation to be achieved. His return is not seen as the return of a criminal, but as the return of a neighbor who has healed himself. Daily life in this world is marked by an incredible sense of peace and security. People leave their doors unlocked. Children play freely in parks without constant supervision. Business deals are made with a simple handshake because a person's word is their bond. The resources that were once spent on police, courts, and massive prison complexes are now invested in education, healthcare, and public art. Our cities are more beautiful and our people are healthier. This is the dividend of a society built on trust. We have traded the cost of enforcement for the priceless value of shared responsibility. Of course, the system is not perfect, but its success lies in how it views human nature. It assumes that people are inherently good and want to do the right thing. It provides a path for them to find their way back when they stray. The stigma of having made a mistake is gone. Instead, there is respect for anyone who has the courage to undertake the walk of atonement. This changes everything. It turns a moment of failure into an opportunity for growth. It makes every citizen a guardian of our collective peace, not out of fear, but out of a shared commitment to each other. Reflecting on this world, we must ask a critical question. Is this system truly better than what came before? The evidence suggests it is. The absence of crime is not the most important achievement. The most important achievement is the presence of trust. In the past, fear was a constant undercurrent in society. People feared their neighbors, feared the government, and feared the very systems designed to protect them. Now that fear has been replaced by a deep-seated confidence in one another. This allows for a level of freedom and cooperation that was previously unimaginable. Society is not just safer, it is kinder. This future challenges our most basic assumptions about justice. We have always believed that punishment must be imposed from the outside. We thought that without the threat of capture, people would run wild. But we have learned that the most effective prison is the one we build for ourselves when we violate our own conscience. The true deterrent to crime is not a lengthy prison sentence handed down by a court. It is the unbearable weight of knowing you have broken the trust of your community. This internal accountability has proven to be a far more powerful force for good than any external authority ever was. So could this self-punishment society ever become our reality? It seems like a distant dream. Our world today is still grappling with deep divisions and mistrust. We rely heavily on external systems of control. However, every major evolution in human society began as a simple idea. The seeds of this future are already present within us. They exist in every act of kindness, every apology offered, and every time we choose to do the right thing when no one is watching. These are the building blocks of a world governed by conscience. Perhaps we will not reach this future in the year 2025. Perhaps it will take many more generations, but the possibility remains. It requires a monumental shift in how we educate our children and how we view each other. We would need to cultivate empathy as our most valuable skill. We would need to believe in the human capacity for goodness and redemption. It is a difficult path, but it is not an impossible one. The journey toward a world without police begins not with new laws or technologies, but with a simple, profound choice to trust ourselves and to trust each other.